Hi, here we are again. So, moving on to the Knight of Pentacles or the Knight of Coins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. I mean, again, oh, here he comes. There he is. Another card that I find so easy to read. He speaks volumes, but I kind of like, I don't struggle with this at all, ever. I just think he's so full of possibilities, but you just know what it is that you're supposed to say in the moment, depending on what it is he's answering.
Yeah.
But he is so reliable. He's so steady. He's so kind of dependable. You know, again, he's got that coin in his hand. He kind of, you know, he knows what is of value and what is, you know, what he treasures and what's important. I just think if there is one energy in the 78 cards that you can 100% count on, it's the Knight of Pentacles upright.
Yes. Yeah. He's the one you can trust the most. Just
Yeah.
Period.
There's not a doubt in my mind about this energy representing trustworthiness.
Yeah.
You know, if that's relevant. I mean, what do you think about him as a timings card? He's also pretty kind of strong on that as well, isn't he?
I know he's it's just decoration, but if you look on the horse's head and on his helmet, there's grass growing on these critters. It's gonna take a long time. They've been there a long time.
Yeah.
So timing wise, he's wait for it. Or if it's like, how long is something going to last? If this ain't a forever card, nothing is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
And also preparedness of all the knights. He's the only one who has those saddlebags on his horse.
Yes.
So it's like the ultimate Boy Scout.
He makes you feel very safe and very secure as well. It's very solid, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like this. It's not like, say, the Knight of Wands that we talked about, like the last time, you know, where you could fall off that horse. I think the downside of the Knight of Pentacles has to be that he could be boring, he could be dull, you know, he lacks any excitement, that kind of, he lacks any, he's very predictable, you know, and I feel that I mean, you could get bored with him, couldn't you? It would be the same thing all the time, you know, routine all the time.
Yeah, you could get bored with him. You definitely could get bored with him, but I find that so very distressing. But it's human nature to want more of a Wands energy, at least sometimes, you know, that this dependability, this routine, this reliability, people do find it dull. Not all people, not all people.
Would you see, it depends exactly on the question, whether you're going to see that downside in the upright position or whether he needs to be reversed to kind of like say that to me. It does depend on exactly the question.
Yeah, it really does. And it depends on the person too, because I look at that dependability, that routine, that reliability, and I'm like, let's go, baby. But, you know, when I was a lot younger, he would have been like, oh, heck with him. I want that Knight of Wands. So, you know,
Yeah.
certain people that's a comfort, and this would be like, so the Knight of Wands would be like the spark and the passion of a new relationship. And the
Yeah.
Knight of Pentacles would be once you've grown into comfort with each other and you're not afraid to not have your makeup on or be in your, you know, ratty ass pajamas with the holes in them.
Yeah. And I kind of also sort of like think if I was buying a car, right? You know, if I was buying, like if I wanted to buy a fast, sports car or something like that, I'll be looking at the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Swords. But this would be, I want a really good, reliable car that's not going to let me down, that's going to get me there, that's like sensible on petrol. He's sensible, that's the word for him.
And even eco-friendly, like one of those green cars or
Yes.
whatever they call them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think he stands out in a crowd, in any way, shape or form. He's just there, and he's like the backbone, isn't he, really?
Yes.
I think he's got so many good qualities, and unfortunately the very same qualities that could be his good qualities could also be interpreted as his bad qualities.
It depends on the situation and who's doing the interpretation.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's in the eye of the receiver. Do you want someone who is predictable? Are you comfortable with predictable, or is predictable boring to you?
Right.
That sort of thing. You would get exactly what you expect from him. You will get what is on the packet, and I don't necessarily think you'll get any extra, but you'll get exactly what it says on the packet. You will not be disappointed, right? It's kind of, could you apply to him, be careful what you wish for, because you will get what you wish for with him.
Absolutely. I would even think in the upright position, you could say that be careful what you wish for. More so in the reverse, but there are some people who just don't want that because they do find it dull.
Yeah.
Like, what if you had him for a job, Mandy?
Oh my
You would
God.
probably hate him.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. That'd be the routine of the whole thing would drive me nuts.
But it would be a decent trade-off for the reliability of the income too, because every week or every month you're ka-ching.
Yeah.
And there are some people who
Sure.
live their whole lives that way. They hate the routine of the job, but the reliability is so important to them that they make that trade-off. Absolutely.
Yeah. I just think he's got a very, very strong message and a strong presence, and I don't honestly think anyone should struggle with knowing what this card means.
Yeah.
I don't honestly. I think he's one of the easier cards to read.
And of all the knights, I would choose him. I would choose him.
It depends on the circumstances if I would choose him or not. If I needed dependability and reliability, I would choose him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I need that.
if I needed something that had a spark to it and the imagination in it and kind of a bit of excitement, he would be the last one I would choose.
Okay, so like if we were going to choose a knight for the pomegranate grove, I do like the predictability as far as, and the reliability as when we put out what we say we're going to put out. We need that. We need that consistency for our viewers. But as far as the actual content, the content of the content, we couldn't be that. We couldn't be that.
It would just be so boring after like the third episode. People would think they just say exactly the same things every single time.
Yeah. So we need him as far as consistency, but we don't need him as far as content.
Yeah.
He's actually quite complicated.
You do get people that, come for readings and they say, is this relationship going to last? Yes.
Oh, God, yes. Whether you want it to or not.
Yes, it will last. Is this relationship going to excite me? No. Probably not. Is this person going to be trustworthy and reliable? Absolutely yes.
Yeah, I think he's probably, relationship-wise, the poor Knight of Pentacles is usually stuck in the friend zone. Yeah, at least until, people get older. Because, yeah.
well, different people are looking for different things, aren't they, to be fair? Yeah. I did bring an alternative Knight of Pentacles. I believe you did as well.
I did. Let me stop this share. All right. What have you got?
I have brought, and we talked about him in the deck of the week. I love this Knight of Pentacles from the Housewife's Tarot.
I love this one.
Oh my God, I just think he's fantastic. As soon as I knew we were doing the Knight of Pentacles, I thought the Housewife's Tarot one, he just stands out in my mind. I didn't have to think, oh, what was a good Knight of Pentacles? He just made such an impression on that deck. Look at him. He's immaculate, isn't he? He's all dressed up. He couldn't be more neat and tidy if he tried,
No.
you know? Like, does this person have a messy bedroom? Absolutely not. Does this person do the washing up as soon as he's got the last mouthful, it's in the dishwasher? He's so organized, right? And he's so lovely. And yeah, I just love him there with his lawnmower. And I would imagine his garden, he's got neat little lawns with perfect little edges.
And why is he mowing the lawn in a tuxedo, though, right?
I think because he kind of considers work as a kind of an event and as a pleasure to do. That's what I think.
Oh, I love that.
It's a thrilling thing for him to have a lawn that he can go out and make look perfect.
And I don't know if it happens nowadays, but when I was a kid, you always had those young teenage boys that knocked on the door saying, "Can I mow your lawn?" They'd get paid to mow their lawns,
Right.
proactive guys, and they'd do a good job, and Daddy would pay them.
But
so it looks like,
you wouldn't expect them to turn up in tuxedos, although I do have to tell you a story, and I've no idea if these people will tune into this, but I doubt it, right? But where I live in Cambridge, it is quite posh, right? Where I live, it is quite nice, and very near where I live, extremely near where I live, there is vans that kind of talk about plumbing and engineering and all that, this kind of thing. And when we first sort of moved here and we had a plumbing emergency, I thought I'd seen the van and the number, and I knew it was very, very close to where I lived, and I phoned them up, and they came over, right? And you have never ever seen such a posh plumber in your life. It's not what I was used to at all. It was the Knight of Pentacles, and he was like the son. And he came over, let me have a look at your boiler and everything, and so posh, so just unlikely as a heating engineer, plumbing person. And I do have to say, and it is common knowledge because this is on the internet, this person did actually marry, and they're still married to Princess Diana's niece.
Yeah, and he's a plumber?
He's a plumber, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And I think that is this Knight of Pentacles, to be quite honest. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're doing very well. The plumbing company, since I've lived here, has grown and blah, 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 and it's doing very, very well. And I'm not in any way being kind of negative about it, but it was a surprise the first time I met him that he was the plumber.
That's so cool. Yeah. Wow, that does definitely go with this Knight of Pentacles.
Yeah, absolutely. I never thought of that before until kind of now. I was just discussing it a bit further. I thought, oh my God, I actually know the real life version of this Knight of Pentacles. Now, I wouldn't have picked up on that on the Rider-Waite Knight of Pentacles. But but I do think this Knight of Pentacles does have a connection with the traditional one, but they've kind of like done their own thing with it as well.
I love what they've done with him, and he does. He loves to work. That's that oh, no matter what, you know he's going to provide.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And he might be the version of the Knight of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite that is the most positive side of this energy.
Yeah. Oh
I mean,
God, yeah.
imagine your daughter bringing him home. You'd think, oh, my daughter met such a lovely young man, wouldn't you? You
I'd
just
be
absolutely would.
dreaming of future son-in-law.
I mean, you totally would kind of think, oh my God, what a relief. She's going to be so safe with him, you know?
Yeah. Now my little knight
Yes.
doesn't really have much to do with anything. He's just, I love him.
Oh my
So,
God, I can't wait to meet him.
okay. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Modern spellcasters.
Okay.
Can you see him?
Oh, oh, it's a squirrel.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, well, as if you were going to bring anything else to the table. Right. Yeah. Wow.
And he's got that stability and that I don't know if so much reliability. He has more of a feel of hot-headedness to me.
He's more exciting than the other two, for sure, isn't he? That we
Yes.
just seen.
Yes.
But the actual squirrel itself is very protective of his, he's there and he's safe on that squirrel.
Yes, he is. That squirrel is going
Yeah,
to kill. Look at those claws on that squirrel. That's kind of
yeah,
terrifying. And the
very.
looks on both of their faces are like, stay off.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I did choose him because he was riding a squirrel. This is the reason I bought the deck.
Yes.
There's not always logic involved with choosing a deck.
Whatever your reason, yeah. No, it's a gorgeous piece of art. It's lovely.
I love him. But
Yes.
yeah, he doesn't really, he's got the safety because the squirrel looks like, it's going to rip your head off if you try to hurt the rider.
Yeah.
But I don't see that. I don't know if I see that element of reliability or trustworthiness in him. He looks too standoffish to be trustworthy to me. You know what I mean?
Well, I kind of think he believes in what he believes in. I think he's a man of conviction, if that makes any sense. I kind of like feel if you happen to be of the same conviction, if that's the right word, as him, I
Yeah.
think he will fight for the cause. Absolutely.
But I don't personally feel safe with him like I do with the other two. You know what I mean?
If you were kind of looking for the hero, to protect you, I actually feel he would go the extra mile. I'm not sure about lawnmower boy, right? Right, as lovely as he is, I can't sort of see any evidence of him being a hero. Whereas I kind of like definitely see that here, and I think to some extent the Rider-Waite one would stand by you. He'd have your back, He's
Yeah, he would definitely stand by
yeah,
you.
yeah.
But this one he would let that squirrel rip someone's head off for you probably, huh?
Yeah. No, he would defend you, I think. It's
Okay.
an amazing card.
I love this modern spellcasters deck. I brought several of them.
You read with them in reverse. I mean, how would you read that particular card in reverse?
Oof. Oof. This particular card in reverse.
Yeah.
I would say watch out that you've made an enemy, out of context, just looking at it today, that this man is out for himself, or this particular thing is out for itself and does not have your back, that you
Right.
need to
Yeah.
watch, because he will take everything you have and eat
Yes.
your face while he's at it. He looks very, even in the upright position, he is not very friendly.
Are all of the knights in the modern spellcasters on squirrels, or just
No, just the suit of pentacles. The wands is on an eagle. The I think that as you were, the swords are on a wolf, and cups is on a fish. So
interesting? So maybe there is something in a squirrel being reversed. You know, like
yeah, I'm not prepared. I mean, because you know how squirrels all summer,
yeah,
they gather their acorns, they gather so that they can last through the winter, and that squirrel not being prepared, not having made, you know,
yeah. So I suppose like with the housewives one, going back to that one, it's kind of somebody that would neglect the lawn, that would neglect things, that's kind of untidy, you know.
yeah, yeah, somebody who did not appreciate or like to work at all, you know.
Yeah.
So lazy. I think all
Yes.
three of them in the reverse could come to undependable.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and what may have appeared to have been dependable as a first impression,
yeah,
you can't count on that.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Dang.
well, I absolutely kind of like love talking about the knights.
Me too.
Knight of Pentacles, it's a great energy. It's definitely kind of like it's got more maturity. It's more established, that's the word I'm looking for, than
Yeah,
the page. So you know, it's kind of beginning to sort of be who it is.
yeah, and getting into
Yeah, the
that
energy
groove.
taken some sort of shape. It's still a fixed energy, I would say, in the upright position. It's a fixed energy. It's kind of now become kind of like, you know, it's become it's become the person it's going to continue to be, that it will sort of then develop from there.
Yeah, yeah. Much more so than the pages.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And with it being pentacles, you know, don't forget, this can be about money. It can be about kind of you're now earning a nice steady income, or yeah, this car is worth the money, or you know, buy
Yeah,
this house, you'll get a good deal if you buy this particular house, whatever. But it can also be about relationships, work, anything.
anything. Oh, that's the beauty of the tarot, is it can be
But
about any
I do,
situation.
yeah, I do think pentacles though kind of lend themselves to things that you can quantify, that have values, tangible, you know, like
Yeah.
um and I wouldn't say the knight so much is about nature, although having said that, you with your squirrel and everything, that's very much about nature.
And
But
even with the Rider-Waite, because he's standing closer to that plowed field than the page was. But he's
right,
like practically here. Let me pull it up again. Give me just a second. I'll cut that part out. But even the knight, pull it open. I've got the wrong one. Share screen. See how that plowed field is
yeah,
right
no, you're
by his
right, yeah.
feet.
This is
So,
me. I just look more at him than at the
yeah.
background. No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I do
so he could
see
be,
nature. I do see nature a lot in the coins and the pentacles, but never really noticed it too much in the night. But no, you're right.
yeah, yeah. So that wouldn't be the first thing, although the area I'm in, like I said in a previous episode, I work with a lot of the farming community. So
Right.
I'm more inclined to see a farming environment there, or a nature environment there than somebody
But
who
it
lives
is
in the
there.
city
No,
would
it is
be.
very much there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I've had to actually work with that energy with my community. So it
Right.
makes a difference. Culture, surroundings, environment, upbringing, all are going to contribute to how we see these cards. So they're going to just mean something different to every single one of us, but
Yes.
none of us are wrong. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It all comes down to in the moment of the reading, what your
Yeah.
intuition tells you in that moment, and that will be inspired by the client and the question.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating to see who sees what, how other people see the cards, why they see them that way. I I love this. I can't get enough of it.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, well, thank you. Well, I'm looking forward to the Queen.
Oh, well, you are the queen. This
I
is
think,
your queen, isn't it?
yes, this is the Queen's house. Yes.
Oh, that's right. So, okay. I'll see you there. I'll see you,
So we'll see you
Alice.
soon. And if anybody has any comments on the Knight of Pentacles or the Knight of Coins, same thing, please leave your comments. Tell us any readings you've had and how he manifested in your reading. Please subscribe to our channel. That would be very high value to us to have you
Yes.
as a subscriber. This is us being repetitive and boring, yeah, but yeah, please do that. And yeah, and if you would like a reading from either of us or any of the other people at the Pomegranate Grove, head on over to our website. So see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.